Ah, ah, ah. Let's go. What's going on, brothers? What's going on, man? IP in the building. IP in the effing building with Theo Waff over here. How you brothers doing, man? Mayday, Mayday, check 1, 2. Houston, do we have a problem? Type of 1 in the live stream chat. Do you hear me, bro? Do you hear me, brothers? How's my audio? Type of 1. Right, we're here again for another incredible Passport Bro show with the legendary and the one and only Mr. Theo Waff. But if you're here with me, whether you're on Facebook Live, whether you're on Twitch Live, whether you're on Kick with me, whether you're on Rumble right now, on YouTube, let me type of 1 in the chat, bruh. There we go. There we go, bruh. There we go. Awesome, awesome. So, Theo, the audio's on point. Is your audio good? Yeah, I think it's good. Say something, Theo.
Yo, what's up? Okay. I think it's gonna be from there.
Perfect. Perfect audio, Theo. Awesome. So let's get straight into it, okay? So just a few announcements first. First and foremost, like you can see on the screen, IP Python and Theo Waff AWS course is coming Q4 2025, okay? Theo is going to be teaching brothers again, right? Q4 2025, okay? So please make sure you join Theo's course and you join my Python course as well in Q4 2025. Both these courses simultaneously back up each other, back to back. And when I say back to back, I ain't talking Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls in the 1990s, brothers. Okay, I'm talking that IT stuff, right? Tech back to back, Python, AWS. Okay, so we have a lot planned, right, for you brothers. Okay, in regards to our courses. So make sure you join. I'll be posting a sign up list very, very soon on the YouTube community page or comment section within my video. So please make sure you join there. Theo, to join yours, give us a brief lowdown, please, bro.
Okay, so basically, if you're a new student and you want to take class 7, my class 7 is going to be basic AI and cloud. Actually, it's going to be beginner to advanced cloud, but beginner AI for the students. Basically how to use cloud native. And you do that by going to theblackmanosphere.com and signing up for the conclave, and then also getting the Azure DevOps 1-year course add-on. If you're currently a student of ours and you have certifications, then you can go for the advanced AI course. So in that case, please contact us first so we can tell you how much it's going to be.
Awesome. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Theo. The link for that, I put that in the chat. Is that the correct link?
I think so. Let me think. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yep, I see it. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna post a link in the live stream chat, brothers. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So we will have a separate stream for this in the future about IT stuff, the whole 9 yard. Okay, but we just want to give you brothers the we are leading up to it. Okay, so there's a link right for the upcoming Manosphere conference where Phil just explained that. So please go and join that, and I'll be posting my sign up list as well coming very, very soon so I can teach you Python right from IP, the Python master. Okay, so now let's go straight into it. Okay, brothers. All right. Hope you had a great week so far. We have a very interesting stream. Aside from that, please make sure you join the Patreon. I've got some interesting content coming on the Patreon in terms of wealth building, investment building, crypto, stocks, my thoughts on certain countries traveling. And of course, you have access to all the freaky phone intel about foreign chicks, okay, on the Patreon. So let's get straight into it, okay? Now, the title of this live stream here is, Western girls are asking men, where have you gone? Please come back. Okay. So what does that mean, right? So the New York Times, right, which is probably one of the most prestigious newspaper outlets in the entire world, definitely in America, okay, has posted a very recent article that has shocked me. And for me personally, this is one of the effects of the Passport Bros movement. We know for a long time there's been problems in dating in the West, right? but now it's affecting modern Western culture. And they're asking, where have men gone? So let's go through the article, okay? And me and Phil are going to pick it apart, okay? And I'm very happy, right, that it's come to this. They didn't listen to us, right? They didn't care about us, right? They just ignored us, and now we're passport bros, we're IT bros, we're tech bros, and now we are doing great things over here. So I'm going to share my screen over here, right? Okay. Present, share screen, share screen, and let's go to the link over here, okay? So you can see over here, brothers, it says here, New York Times, New York, stand up. Men, where have you gone? Please come back. All right. So this is New York Times saying that so many men have retreated from intimacy, hiding behind firewalls, filters, and cultivated personas, dabbling and scrolling. We miss you. Oh, you miss us? Before we went any further, Theo, right? How are you feeling so far, bro?
Oh, I just laugh. I just laugh. That's it. I look at this at this point, I just start laughing. That's it. Like, okay, I've had enough. Keep on going. This is going to be a fun one.
So it says here, right? Okay. So this is an article by Rachel Drucker, right? It says here, May 17, a warm Saturday night in Wicker Park, a vibrant stretch of Chicago. That sounds very familiar. That's where Mr. Field's from. Where 7 restaurants crowd a single block. All right. She says here, all right, some guy and her were having a dinner at Mama Delia, one of the quieter spots. The sidewalk patio held 5 tables, 3 two-tops, including ours, and a pair pulled together a group of 8 women. What? At those tables, Troy was the only man. Oh, it's getting spooky. The scene was beautiful. Low lights, share plates, shoulders angled in. The kind of evening people wait for all winter. Still, I found myself watching the crowd as it moved past us. What? Women walking in pairs or alone, just with care. Whoa, Phil. We got to unpack that, right? So she's saying that women are dressing top notch, like dimes, right? Designer clothes, they're dressing amazing, right? But they're walking alone or with other women. Whoa. You feel it's getting real spooky, right? What's going on there? Ghost?
No, it's like The Walking Dead, that's all. You have the corpse, you make to dress up the corpse. Yeah. Like this is what we're talking about right here.
Oh man, I love that show as well, man. I used to love that show. I used to bang out every week. At table after table at the nearby restaurants, there was a notable absence of men. What? At least men seated in what looked like dates. Yo, men are absent? Whoa. What?
Yeah, those. It says. I noticed that there are a lot of men were happy doing something else, someplace else.
So going further, right, it says here, right? Her and her friend have known each other for 20 years, right? They met at Playboy. What?
Yeah, Playboy. They're one of their big offices is in Chicago.
Of all places, right? Back when we were both learning how desire gets packaged, sold, and sometimes misunderstood. We stayed close friends, bonded not just by our opinions, but by the effort it takes to stay in one's life. Okay, cool. That night, we made the effort. Still, what I saw unfolding around us felt like something else entirely. A collective shift that I couldn't unsee. Whoa. It started to become clear the previous April when a man who had been pursuing her cancelled a dinner date at the last minute. Oh, okay. I wonder why. There was a scheduling mix-up with his son's game. I understood. I'm a hockey mom. I get it. Still, I went. I wore what I would have worn anyway. I took the table. I ordered well, and I watched the room. Wait, hold on there. No, sorry for you, right? You're telling me that the guy gave her the decent courtesy of canceling a dinner date, right, by phone. So she was aware, right? But she still went to that reservation. She dressed all nicely and sat there by herself. Okay, at that point, she's reached peak desperation mode. If it's cancelled, then it's cancelled. Stay at home, sweetheart. Why are you going out to dinner by yourself and, sipping wine and looking at the room? Phil, they've lost it, Phil, these Western chicks, bro. What's your thoughts on this comment here, bro?
This is just the beginning. Yeah. We're not even starting yet. The men aren't really starting. We're getting warmed up. That's it. So yeah, I'm liking this article so far. I'm enjoying it.
It says here, right? Only 2 tables nearby seem to hold actual dates. What? The rest were groups of women or women alone, each one occupying her space with quiet confidence. No shrinking, no waiting, no apologizing. Yo, dudes have really checked out in Chicago, bro.
Oh, it's not just Chicago. It's other places too. Here in Austin, same thing.
That night marked something, not a heartbreak, but an unveiling. All right, a sense that what I'd been experiencing wasn't just personal misalignment. It was something broader, cultural, a slow vanishing of presence. Okay. So she spent over a decade behind the curtain of digital desire as the custodian of records for Playboy and its affiliated hardcore properties, including sites like Spice TV, right? She was responsible for some of the most infringed upon adult content in the world. Oh dear. She worked closely with copyright attorneys and marketing teams to understand what it took to get a man to pay for content he could easily find for free. What on earth is going on here? We knew what worked. We knew how to frame a face, a gesture, a moment of implication, but just enough to ignite fantasy and open a wallet. I came to understand in exact terms what cues tempt the average 18 to 36-year-old heterosexual man. Okay, what drew him in, right? What kept him coming back? It wasn't intimacy. It wasn't mutuality. It was access assimilation, clean, fast, and frictionless. What is she on about, bro?
I gotta say something. We usually want some friction if possible. I'm just saying. Yeah, not having no friction ain't so good. So we usually want to, talk to a woman and have a bit more. She understands the fantasy element of this. So if what she said on there, if she said digital desire, and it's hard to tell whether or not she's talking about the company Digital Desire or Digital Desire as a concept. Digital Desire has some of the more hardcore stuff, exactly what she's talking about. So that's why I'm thinking she might have worked in there. So she's very aware of how to make women look amazingly sexual in order to get men to pay money.
Facts. So it says here, right? In that world, there's no need for conversation, no effort, no curiosity, no reciprocity, no one's feelings to consider, no vulnerability to navigate, just a closed loop of consumption. However, what struck her most wasn't the extremity of the content. It was the emotional vacancy behind it, the drift, the way many men had quietly withdrawn from intimacy and vulnerability, not with violence or resistance, but with indifference. Ooh, okay, spooky. They weren't sitting across from someone on a Saturday night trying to connect. They were scrolling, dabbling, disappearing behind firewalls, filters, and curated personas. And while they disappeared, women continued to gather, to tend, to notice who wasn't arriving, and to show up anyway. Okay. She's 54.
So
bro.
This is something we need to talk about. So, okay, I would say, look, first woman, you don't know what the men are doing because you're not in the male space. All right. So they were scrolling. Not really. No. Close, but nope. Dabbling. Do you know what dabble means? I mean, come on. Like men usually have a purpose, goal to do. They don't dabble in something. Disappearing behind firewalls. Do I have a firewall here? I don't think so. I have a house. Filters. Men don't use filter. Do you use a filter?
Nope.
I don't use a filter. So this is a woman's way of talking. We don't have a filter. And then what is it? Curated personas. I don't have a curated persona. I'm Theo. My persona is pretty direct. I don't know. So right there, she's projecting what women do. And then we're talking. I'm a security expert. I don't have no fire. I don't. What the hell are you talking about? I'm like, woman, get this. All right, okay. We're at home avoiding you. Right. That's it. We're at home avoiding you. We don't want to talk to you. We have other things to do. In particular, we're at the gym. We're out with our friends. We're out doing other things. But we know where you are, woman, and where you are, that is not where we are. So we're aware where you're going. We're avoiding those places.
Facts. Absolute facts. So it says here, Phil, right? She's 54. She's been dating since the mid-80s, been married, been a mother, been divorced, had many relationships, long and short. She remembers when part of heterosexual male culture involved showing up with a woman to signal something. Status, success.
Okay, let's stop. Let's start right there. She's a serial monogamist. She's on the carousel. She's going from one man to another to another. And that's the only thing that she did. She was married long enough to raise her child to a certain point, then she got rid of him. She destroyed a man in the relationship. And then what she decided to do was say, well, men act the same way no matter what. So she just went from man to man. So she had a plethora of options. And then suddenly at 54 years old, she recognized the options disappeared. I wonder why.
Facts. Absolute facts. It says here, right? Status, success, desirability. Women will once signify as a value. Oh, that's a powerful word.
Hold on, but think about this. The woman was showing up with a woman to signal something. Status, success, desirability. Okay. Okay. We understand that there's no value in that. And that the woman is more of a liability than having a woman around us was more of a liability than being with us being alone. So in order to remove the liability, we got rid of her. Right? That's just the way it is. So when she's talking about status, success, desirability, that's something to puff up her own ego. We don't care about that stuff ultimately.
Facts. Even to other men. It wasn't always healthy, but it meant that men had to show up and put some effort. However, quietly, that dynamic has quietly collapsed. We have moved into an era where many men no longer seek women to impress other men or to connect across difference. They perform elsewhere, alone. They've filtered us out. That's facts. Like men nowadays, right? They don't care about, oh, I got the baddest chick in the block. Now you dudes are lame. You can't get a girl like mine. Men just don't care anymore. In fact, what men care about nowadays, that is investments, crypto, IT, tech, traveling, passport bros, and self-improvement. Men don't care about having prime Pam Grier, right, or prime flipping Britney Spears, right, in their arm to show off to other men. Hey, I got this bad chick. It's 2025. Men don't really care about that for you. I've noticed that. I don't see that anymore, bro.
No, in fact, to be honest, if a man shows up with a woman, I feel sorry for him.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, what? How much are you suffering? Yeah, like, what are you having to deal with? What kind of crap are you having to deal with? Now, when I'm abroad, like on Brazil or something like that, oh, I have a totally different way of thinking. Here in the West, no, man. If a man shows up with a woman, I'm like, oh, My condolences, bro.
Facts, Theo. Facts. Absolute facts. So it says here, right? She recently experienced a flicker of possibility with someone called James, right? They met on Raya, the dating app. There was something mutual from the start. Wordplay, emotional precision. By the way, this woman is 54, by the way. A tone that felt attuned. It felt brief, but it caught light. She remembers saying to him, right? Even feelings, even fleeting connections matter when they're mutual and lit from the inside. I meant it. Oh God, there was just enough. Go on, bro.
Oh, it's so stupid. She's 54 years old. She should understand what's going on. He's just vetting her. Oh, my goodness. Man. Okay, keep on reading. He got rid of her. Anyway.
There was just enough spark to wonder what might unfold. Enough curiosity to imagine a doorway. Oh, she's getting real poetic over here. But he didn't step through it, right? Not with a, there you go, not with a plan, not with presence. He hovered, flirting, retreating, offering warmth but no direction. Feel you're right. He checked out. He checked out.
Yeah. Because he figured her out real quick and knew not to invest his time. So, bro, hands off to you. Wait, hats off to you. Exactly correct. That's exactly what I would have done with this woman. I wouldn't even done that. I wouldn't have talked to her. But when he knew enough about women to vet her real quick to know what's inside of her, and he knew to get rid of her. Perfect execution.
Facts, bro. Absolute facts. She says here, right? Actual tension and a spark aren't enough to sit still and hope there's substance behind the shimmer. So I named what I felt, right? She tested him clearly with care, not simply to declare attraction, but to extend a real invitation to explore what was possible. So you see how she's taking the lead. See how she's putting herself out there, right? These women they've lost it, right? Because normally they would expect the man to be doing all the work, but now because men have checked out so bad, women are even now cold approaching dudes, right? Yeah. I'm telling you, man, dudes have checked out, right?
So this is how she should have acted 30 years ago when she was 24. Because if she was 24 years old acting this way, guys would have thought they had won the lottery and would have wiped her up in seconds. Wouldn't have been anything big. Right now, at 54, she has absolutely nothing of value. She's a walking liability.
Facts, bro. She didn't chase. She invited, leaving the door open. If he ever wanted to cross the threshold, just not to take, but to meet, she was willing. She wanted to. She still does. He never replied.
Duh. Yeah, that guy was doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He looked at her and said, no way, woman.
It says here, right? So he still follows her Instagram stories, right? One of those small gestures of passive engagement that so many of us now mistake for closeness. It looks like interest. It feels like silence. There are thousands of Jameses. She's known dozens. The arc varies, but the undertow is familiar. What I won't entertain is directionless orbiting. That thing so many men now seem to mistake for connection. The perpetual, maybe. The emoji check-ins. The casual seeing where it goes without ever going anywhere. We call it a situationship, but mostly it's avoidance and abdication of ownership, of feeling, of behavior, of sex that isn't a means to an end, but is communion. Wow. This is exactly what my boys are doing in the UK too. They've checked out, right? See this point over here for you, right? Look, it's mostly avoidance, right? And not owning up to anything. Dudes are avoiding women completely in the West, and I don't blame them. We have suffered decades of feminism. We have suffered decades of men in ish, right? Don't code approach. I remember in 2013, feel right, it was massive. Mansplaining, right? In the train in New York, right? If a man opens his leg too wide, it's suppressing women. Then we had videos, brother, right, of women walking on the street complaining that, hey, we don't want men code approaching us. catcalling us, right? But these are things, right, that were very normal in the 80s, 70s, and 60s, and that's how people met. A guy could approach a chick randomly, their boyfriend, girlfriend, to get married, right? But women have fought so hard against that, right? Men have checked out, and now it's a problem.
Yeah. And why would the man? What value did the man have? Look, see, that's what we looked at. We looked at the value, and we said there's nothing there. So let's go back up there a little bit. So she says, what I won't entertain is directionless orbiting. I'm like, no, honey, they're not orbiting you. That's it. She thinks she's the center. There's no. What's going on is that we have our own direction, and we might have a probe look at your system to see what you're doing, but we have our own trajectory, and it's going away from you.
Facts.
But doesn't understand it. No, man, that's it. So she says, the casual seeing where it goes. Seeing where it goes means, I know in Chicago that basically means I might tap it once or twice, and then that's it. I'm out. We call it a situationship. That's what you call it, honey. What he calls it is nothing.
2-night stands.
Like her phone number may not even be programmed in his phone. That's what we're talking about. So yeah, there's nothing there at all. But mostly it's avoidance. Yeah, it's not even. See, you think energy avoidance takes energy. You're not there, honey. You're a zero. That's what's really going on. We've moved on. So addiction of ownership of feeling? No, man, it's not. No, you have nothing to where we think feeling is required for you, honey. You're not at that level. It's not like that. We don't have a feeling towards you at all. Yeah. And we're not, well, at least us here, we're not looking to clap cheeks either. No. Yeah, man. Well, that's too dangerous, man. We're done.
Facts. It says here, right? There was a time not so long ago when even a one-night stand might end with tangled limbs and a shared breakfast. When the act of staying the night didn't announce a relationship, just a willingness to be human for a few more hours. Now, even that kind of unscripted contact feels rare. Hold on, Joe, you're telling me, right, that like women are now it's going so bad in the West that women are now begging for one-night stands. They know they can't get a relationship, they can't get a situationship, right? They're hoping that, okay, let's have a one-night stand at least. And that's not happening. Or what the flip?
No, in fact, okay. You know what the next one is? Okay, I'll keep it PG-13. I'll keep it PG for your channel. Women are starting to sell it. And yeah, I'm just saying sell it. Okay. And the price is going lower than a latte, and they still can't sell it.
Damn.
Men are like, no, we're not buying. We're done. Because they know it's the likelihood of them being on blast online is very high. That's where she's going to get her value. So we're not going to do that. So we're not even going to do anything. And I would just say, like here in Austin, do you know how many times women have offered me a one-night stand? I don't know. I can't count. 20, 30 times. I keep on walking. I'm like, no, man. No. Not doing anything. This is the only place, I will say this is a little thing. Austin's the only city where I've been randomly kissed. It's always 6th Street. When I'm going out on 6th Street, going to a concert, I've had women just come up to me and kiss me.
Kiss you where?
On the lips.
What?
Yeah.
What the flip?
Yeah.
Huh?
They've always been snow bunnies. Just walk right up to me and kiss me.
What the flip?
Yeah. And it never goes anywhere. Yeah, somebody knows in the chat, 6th Street. Yeah, it's another world. So it never goes anywhere. I'm not looking for anything else. but it's there, and she's given me all the signals that if I want to go take her to a hotel, I can go do it. And I'm like, no, man, I'm good. I'm going home. I'm going home alone. That's it. I'm done.
What, brother? Imagine a man doing that to a woman in that sexual area. The controversy, the terms. That's why I'm saying that men are angry. Men are like, there's too many double standards here, bro. And there's too many privileges that women have. How dare she come up to you and just kiss you randomly, brother? That's not right, bro.
Actually, I liked it. It's kind of fun. It was more than once. Yeah, it's blondes, brunettes. I don't care. It's. I'm like, thank you, and I just keep on going. You can tell. Oh yeah, they're lonely out there, but I don't care at all. I'm passport, bro.
So it says here, right? We've built so many boundaries that we've welled off the very moments that make connection memorable. So, brother, they're taking anything, any sort of thing that they deem a connection, even if it's a one-night stand, they want that, right? Because it's so bad out here. And frankly, morning SCX is often the best SCX. Sometimes you even get a side of eggs before you disappear from their bed and their life forever. Yo, this woman's off. This idea that vulnerability...
But see what you did? Outsource. Instead of staying with men and making a relationship, she just went from guy to guy. She just is a serial monogamist. There's a CC writer and a serial monogamist. And now what she's lamenting is that guys aren't putting out anymore. That's it. That's it. Done.
This idea that vulnerability is a threat instead of an invitation has created a culture of hesitation of men seeking intimacy but never entering it. No, hold on. No. How about it's not about vulnerability? How about the fact that the USA and the West has crazy divorce laws? How about number 2, feminism has gone out of control? How about number 3, right? There's a culture of 3 or 4 promiscuous activity amongst women, and no man wants to marry a 3 or 4 or HOE, right? Number 5, right? Or number 4, right? How about the attitude and the entitlement of Western women, the arrogance, right? So far in this article, right? There's been no self accountability. There's been nothing criticizing that maybe it could be women's fault. It's all men, and that's why this problem here will always go. It's going to continue to persist, right? Until women have some sort of accountability as to they are the problem. Right, they are the reason why this problem exists.
Yeah,
it ain't us.
Yeah, entirely 100%, and they refuse to take any accountability for it. So I'm just like how many times have I been on your channel and we have said we only say 5 words to women, and we don't engage them at all. And what they would have said back in the day was, "Oh, you're living out in the basement of your mother's house. You're an incel, blah, blah, blah." And now this is what's coming out of this. Men entirely 100% checking out, not talking to women. So we're going to find out who the real incel is in the next few years. It's going to be women.
Facts.
Men aren't going to be out there.
Facts. It says here, right? And the result is thousands of tiny silos, everyone performing closeness, but no one making a move that binds. Isolation, loneliness.
Wait. Everyone performing closeness? I ain't performing. Are you performing closeness? I ain't doing that. No, that's too close. No, woman. No. It's avoidance would be the best. Even avoidance is too much. No, look. Okay, you're here. I'm here. We're good. I'm not going over. There's a line. I'm very far away from the line. Okay, woman? That's it. There's no close. Yeah.
Absolute facts. A hunger for contact that has nowhere to land. Maybe we're between. Okay, that's some poetic nonsense. I'm gonna maybe just skip that.
I don't have to hunger for contact. I got a hunger for a cheeseburger. I wouldn't mind that, a homemade cheeseburger. I'll do that with a pickle on it. Yeah, that sounds good. I don't want for closeness. I got my dog. I get Chewbacca over here if I need someone to hug me. Because when I was married, the best closeness I had was with the dog. So I mean, what woman? What are you talking about? No, man. She tripping.
Facts. So it says here, Phil, right? She said, right? It's not about blaming men. It's about noticing the imbalance. It is about blaming men because throughout this article, you have not criticized women in any shape or form. We're not stupid. You are blaming men here about grieving what's not meeting us, and about refusing to dress up as a personal failure when it's actually a collective reality. So here's what I'll say. You are missed. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, we're missed, Theo. We're missed by her. So sweet. Oh.
I have warm fuzzies in my heart right now. Somebody, hey, Chewbacca, come here, Chewbacca, Chewbacca, Natsugashio, Chewbacca, okay, fine. My dog doesn't want to get on there. Come here, come here. Oh, you come here.
We're missed. We're so missed. Oh, Chewbacca, hear that? We're missed.
We're missed. Oh my goodness, we're missed. Oh, Chewbacca. Oh, somebody misses me, Chewbacca. Oh, what did I do? Oh my goodness. No, woman, it ain't like that. We're not close enough to you to care.
Facts.
So,
it says here, right? Go on, bro.
If she misses us or doesn't, it's a zero value either way.
Facts, Theo. It says here, bro, not just by me, but by the world you once helped shape. Also, now they're admitting that men built the world, that men are the reason why we have Teslas, we have mobile phones, we have laptops, because we did shape the world. Now they're admitting it. You see? Now they want to start saying this thing, oh, you did this, men, come back. Now, honey, it's over. We remember you. The version of you that lingered at the table, that laughed from the chest, that asked questions and waited for the answers, that touched about taking. What? That listened, re-listened when a woman spoke.
Yeah, and women, we remember you, what you were doing. You had Chatham Tyrone on the side. You took all of our money from us. You financially destroyed us. You didn't listen to any of our emotions that we had, anything at all. In fact, if we had any emotional problem, you laughed at us or used it against us. We remember how you gave false allegations to other people about us when we were doing everything we possibly could to give the best to you. And now we've disengaged. That's it.
Facts.
So remember something from the past. It's like video games from the 80s. Yeah, it's not coming back.
You are not gone, but your presence is thinning in restaurants, in friendships, and the slow rituals of romantic emergence. Woman, let me tell you this, right? We have a movement called the Passport Bro movement. Okay, so when you talk about no friendship, no restaurants, no dating, trust me, when we're abroad, we got friends abroad. We go to restaurants abroad. I love the restaurants in Japan, by the way, and in Panama, right? And we have romantic dates abroad, right? You don't know what's going on, woman. All right, we have retreated from the West, and we have now sought other options as passport bros in other countries. Now, me and Theo being tech bros, right, gives us that freedom and flexibility. I want to go here. I want to go there. I was in Japan last year. I loved it. The year before, I was in Panama. I loved it, right? So when I experience that kind of love and that kind of different energy from a chick abroad, and we come back to the West, right? And we look left, right, forward, center. It's crazy chicks all around. We ain't gonna date y'all. It's over. It's over. OVER, over.
OVA.
It's done.
Over.
Over.
We can't afford the R. Over.
You've retreated, not into malice, but into something softer and harder all at once. Avoidance, exhaustion, disrepair. I want to clap for these men who are listening to us, because me and Theo said it for the past couple of years, right? Disconnect from the West. disconnect from Western chicks, right? There's only 5 phrases you say to a Western woman. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, goodbye. And men have taken that and put that in their hearts and are living that and are living those phrases. Check out completely. Ignore them. The only time you talk to a Western chick is at work, or she's your mother or your sister. And I mean that, bro. I mean that. And men are actually doing that. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It says here, right? Maybe no one taught you how to stay. Maybe you tried once and it hurt. Maybe the world told you that your role was to provide, to perform, to protect, and never to feel. But here's what's real. We never needed you to be perfect. We needed you to be us. Oh, go on, Theo.
Oh, God. Just the amount of BS at this point. I'm like, honey, just stop. Well, I'm like, okay, so, again, this is a woman who's used to having energy resource transfer from men to women. Always a transfer, all right? So what she's noticing is that there's no transfer of energy, money, resources to women. That's what she's lamenting fundamentally from the beginning. All right? So when she's talking about maybe this, maybe that, that just tells me she didn't understand the men she took for granted all around her. She was getting rammed through by this guy and that guy, totally took the guys for granted. And the guys were smart to move on, as we have. There's nothing there for us, for those women. There's nothing of value. We understand it. So this is ridiculous. And it just says, here's the deal. We never needed you to be perfect. I'm just like, stop. No, man. No. That's right. Go talk to the bear later.
That's BS, because what do we hear from West women nowadays? You gotta be 6'5", 6 figures, right? Gotta have blue eyes, right? You gotta be tall, have a 6-pack, have a 6 series. That is perfection in the eyes of many women, right? Yes, you did want us to be perfect.
Yeah.
What was that, bro? 6 figures too, bro. Right? So that is perfect in the eyes of many women. But guess what? Most men, right, are not over 6 foot or have a 6 series, right? And if you fall short in any one of those aspects, it's over for you in the West. Let's keep it a buck, right? So it says here, right? And you can still come back. What? Not by becoming someone else, but by coming back from being a passport, bro?
Come back. What are they? They're saying, it's like they're saying, we're still here to receive resources from you. So if you want to give us resources, we're here. We're definitely here. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, yo, woman, that's why we're gone. We're not giving you our resources. No money, no time, no attention, no recognition. No, nothing. We're disengaged. 0. And it's been this way for a long time. So if she's just noticing it, man, that's on her. She should have noticed this a good 10 years ago. That's when it started really picking up. Man, she's being silly.
Facts, bro. It says so, right? But by not by being someone else, but by remembering what connection feels like when it's honest and slow, when it's earned, messy, and sacred. We're still here.
Oh my God! Oh, it burns. Oh, this is so, guys. This is something that she just takes for granted. She thought she could go from guy to guy to guy and have that. That's it. No. Oh, dude, this is bad. I need to go drink after this one. This is some crap.
You know what's worse, Theo, right? They have the audacity. She has the audacity to say, we're still here. Those of us who are willing to co-create something true. We're not impossible to please. We're not asking for performances. Get out of here. We're asking for presence, for
Oh.
courage, for breath and eye contact, and the ability to say, "I'm here." I don't know how to do this perfectly, but I want to try. Come back.
That's what the
No
woman.
flowers.
That's what the woman says. That's it. That's the ran through post wall cannot reproduce woman who has nothing of value to offer to a man. That's what she's saying because she still wants the attention and resource transfer. That's it. That's it. Oh, no, woman. I don't care. I'm not looking. I'm not looking for you. All your girlfriends, all of them who are single. Not just 154, 25 and above. We don't care. Oh, you think pedophile stuff? Okay, them too. No, none of you. None. Zero. We're out. We're done. Oh.
Done. So it says here, right? But I want to try come back. Not with flowers or with fireworks, but with willingness, with your whole beautiful and perfect heart. We're still here, and we haven't stopped holding.
This is what we did when we were simping 30 years ago. 30 years ago, when we were simping all the time, that's what we did right there. And look what happened to us. So no, we're not doing that again. No, we're done.
Facts. It says here, right? As for me, I'll keep showing up, not because I'm waiting, because I know what it feels like when someone finally arrives. F off. F off. F off. I want to crash out, but guess what? We're going to crash out in Twitch after YouTube, right? I got a lot to say that I'm keeping in. Like, I'm keeping it PG right now, but she can F off. Garbage.
Yeah, I want to do profanities right there. I'm just, especially that last one. I just say, okay, you go, girl. I'm sure the bear will arrive. A nice grizzly will arrive at the restaurant. You want to have dinner, right? I'm sure the bear will have some tasty dinner.
Facts.
The bear can have you, ladies. All of you. That's fine. We're not losing anything here. That's fine. The bear can touch all he wants. He doesn't have to be perfect at anything. And he likes his meat rare. So, yeah, pretty good.
It's funny because, like, obviously, this is a 54-year-old, right? And this is clearly a woman that is currently at a lost stage, right? She has no understanding of biology because now I'm assuming that she's dating men around her own age, right? A guy who's 50, who has his ish together, who has money, who's a clean-cut 50-year-old dude, right? He doesn't want a 54-year-old hockey mom. He wants a 25-year-old chick, 24-year-old, and that's across Western culture and foreign culture too. Why would a rich 50-year-old, right, take a 54-year-old seriously? He wants a young banging chick that keeps him happy and energetic. But yeah, these women don't understand biology. At the end of the day, biology always kicks in. It doesn't matter how much social programming. Oh, they're not saying that. Oh, young men want old women. F off. No right thinking young man wants an old chick. Are you out your goddamn mind? But they're pushing that, and it's not working. And therefore it's sort of pushing it. I've noticed that recently, right? Then number 2, right? Okay, zero accountability throughout this article. Blame men for everything. Blame men for that. Blame men for this. Not once did she, right, blame women for anything. Not once.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, I'm so detached. She can blame me for sin, for the creation of the planet. She could blame me for World War II. I don't care. I'm not around. I'm gone. I'm disengaged, woman, from all of you. I don't even care. There's nothing you could offer to make me re-engage or even have any interest. We're talking interest. Make my eyes open. Nothing. You have nothing of value. Zero. And they think they're all about it. So she's a Gen Xer like I am. I'm 52. She's 54. We've probably gone to high school with somebody like her and how they act. Class of '89. probably class of 88 or class of 89. What the hell they're at? They're hot in the day, and she went from guy to guy. That's it. She knows what guys want. She worked at Playboy, around Playboy or something like that. She knows how to get. She knows that kind of stuff, but she never took the time out to get a guy who would cherish her. Or she looks like she did have guys who were cherishing her, but she didn't keep it. It's like when I have my dogs, I don't go from dog to dog. I got my dogs and I keep my dogs. I don't go to a dog park and say, well, I can just rent another dog while I'm here and just play with some other dog. No, man. My dogs are mine. I keep them in the house. We're a unit. She didn't think that way.
Facts. And I know Sophia, right? Notice how, right, she ignored any sort of like responsibility that woman may have caused this problem. Like, so women have fought, right, for equality. They demand equality, right? So that means that why are you so passive in going after men? Aren't we equals in the West right now? Why aren't you cold approaching men? Why aren't you buying gifts for men? Right? It's like they want things one way all the time, but yet, right, when it comes to equality, they're all for it, right? For example, right? So if I was still dating a Western chick, do you think I'm doing right an 80-20 split or a 90-20 or 90-10 split? Hell no. We're doing 50-50, right? You're getting paid well, right? I'm getting paid too. So we're doing 50-50. I'm not paying for all the bills, right? You want to go to Red Lobster? Cool. 50-50, right? But guess what, Phil? That's a problem for many chicks. You still have to do some traditional things, even though they're getting money as well. Hell effing no. Men are sick and tired of the BS. It's always about, men have to treat women like princesses and queens, right? But never ever do they say treating a guy like a god or prince. It's always one way. It's always one way, bro. And men are saying no, enough is enough. When you go abroad, right, you're gonna see how foreign chicks will treat you like a king, bro. Like a king.
They just don't treat us badly. I just go something like that and say, we're not treated badly abroad. Let's start there. That's it. And I would say it's not even like 50-50. I'm just like, woman, look. If I went to an ice cream parlor and sat down and had ice cream, and I saw you come in, I get out of there. That's it. I was obviously in the wrong place. Oh, somebody just came in. Oh, done. Take my ice cream out while you're ordering. I'm gone. It's gonna take you forever to figure out what to buy anyway, so I'll have plenty of time to get out. So I'm gone, and I have no desire to be around you at all. If I go into the same ice cream parlor later on and I see a table full of you women sitting there chatting, I'm not going to go buy ice cream. I'm going to leave. I'm not even going to give you an opportunity to say hi. Nothing. And if I go to a cafe and sit down, have my tea, I'm going to have my sunglasses on and my earphones. Another reason why I have my earphones. Well, I'll make sure like these are nice earphones, right? So I'll just have my earphones on and my sunglasses, put my head down. Oh, you are not talking to me. Nope.
Phil, do you know what's funny, right? Like a couple weeks ago, right? I'm in the bus stop, right? And this Western chick, right, asked me for the time. I ignored her. I literally just ignored. I blanked her, bro. I ignored that. And you know what? And I'm like, I just don't want to. I don't want to talk to a Western woman unless I have to talk to her. Whether she's packing up my groceries in the supermarket or at work, okay, I gotta talk to her, right? But you ask me for the time, I'm gonna ignore you. And one of these days, Phil, right? If a woman will ask me for a time, I'm gonna tell her, sorry, darling, I don't speak English. Sorry, sweetheart, I don't speak English. And I want to see a reaction. Now, what?
You speak any other languages?
I'll tell her, Choto Nihongo shabaru. She's like, what? She's like, what? What? Huh? Nihongo shaberu. Nihongo hanesimasu.
待って、わからないな。英語わからないな。
英語わかんない。日本語話します。自分、
日
huh?
本だけ、
Yeah.
日本だけ話せる。
I'm,
Okay.
I'm going to do it one day for you. Literally, the next time a woman asks me for any directions or anything like that, I'm sorry, darling, I don't speak English. Even though I've got a flipping English soccer jersey on, right, with my shorts on, walking down the street. Sorry, sweetheart, I don't speak English. And I want to see a reaction there. Because at this point in time, right, if you're not my mum, if you're not my sister, right, if you're not my my cousin, and you're female, don't talk to me. Don't.
I
Don't.
go Tokyo level, which is you don't even recognize she exists.
Damn.
That's the hardcore one. That's what I loved about Tokyo. A Western woman could be sitting there, like totally beautiful. We just keep on going. No communication. Nothing. No eye contact. Just it would be like, oh, okay, so we're walking right, and then we see there's a Western woman, and it's like, oh, I shouldn't have looked that way. I'll just keep on looking the other way and just keep on going. Total ignore.
Absolute facts.
Yeah.
All right, brothers. So we have a special stream today. So we're gonna react to some content. We're gonna crash out as well on Twitch after. It should be very funny. So let's get straight into it, okay? So I want to bring up an article, right, in regards to the DR, right? And I think it's very important that we bring light to issues like this in terms of making sure that you know who you're marrying, right? When it comes to women like this abroad, because guess what, right? Yeah, foreign chicks are lovely, right? But again, don't let the little man down there dictate how you think up here, okay? So let me just bring up an article, right, and a video, okay? Thankfully, this guy has been found safely in the DR, but could it have been avoided in terms of, you know, the woman he was dealing with, okay? So I'm going to share my screen over here, okay? Present, share screen, okay? So it says here, right? Man found safe after leaving for Dominican Republic to save marriage. Okay, wow. The former Maryland man's father said he hadn't seen his son in 2 weeks. Let's check out the video over here, okay? So let me unmute the sound. Let's play.
He likes to talk. He likes to tell me what he's doing, send me videos of where he's going.
Marcus Forrester says he and his son Jason, 38, voice texted each other every day and many times a day, especially after Jason moved from Beltsville, Maryland to Miami, Florida. Frequent trips to the Dominican Republic led to love and then marriage to a woman Jason met there.
Okay, interesting. He found a woman in DR, married her.
He
What happened?
met the parents and so on. They got married in DR, and he started making arrangements to get her to come here legally. And that did
Okay. First red flag there.
happen. She got a visa.
Forrester says Jason and his new bride struggled a bit as they transitioned from a long-distance relationship to sharing a home.
Red flag number 2.
Then something unexpected and shocking happened.
One day he came back from work and the apartment was cleaned out. She left and disappeared.
Okay. Red flag number 3.
Forrester says his son was heartbroken when his wife refused to return his calls, then blocked him. He says Jason decided to fly to the Dominican Republic to talk with her family, hoping they would help convince her to return to the marriage.
Oh man, I get where this is going.
But after the phone call from the airport 2 weeks ago, Marcus Forrester says no one, not his family or friends, has heard from Jason. Calls to the Dominican embassy have produced no helpful information, he says.
We're just very, very concerned and hoping and praying that he shows up some way, somehow. But the reality of it is it could be even worse.
Marcus Forrester is in the process of filing a missing persons report in Miami where Jason lived and was last seen.
So thankfully, right, Jason has been found alive, which is great, okay? But there's some things to pick apart here, okay? In regards to marrying a foreign chick and marrying the right foreign chick. And there's several red flags here with the woman where, okay, what's really going on over here, okay? So we hear that she didn't get a visa or something like that, okay? And she left after. Cleared out the house and left after. Okay, you hear that, Theo? So it appears that she may have married him, right, for a visa to get to America. Okay, so essentially, right, did she get with him to potentially get a visa to move to America? Yes. She didn't get that visa. She then left. Okay, so please be aware of the woman that you truly are going to wife up when you go abroad. A lot of vetting needs to take place, right? And number two, right, long distance. At this point in time, right, I don't think it's worth doing long distance as a passport, bro. I think you should be with her in her country and don't bring her back to America. The brother, right, did a great thing to leave America and go abroad. That's great, right? However, okay, he should have stayed in the DR with her and told her, sorry, sweetheart, we're not going back to America. We're living here. And then he would have got her true colors. Because a woman that wants to leave her foreign country to go to West, right? When you tell her that, hey, I'm not leaving the country, I'm staying here with you, she will leave you off rip for another guy. Okay? So don't bring your foreign woman back here. Don't do it. Theo, what's your thoughts here on this particular issue, bro?
You got multiple parts on that, correct? So I would definitely agree. You don't bring the foreign woman back. You are the foreigner, not her. So you live in her culture, not she lives in your country. You need the visa to be in her country long term. You do not offer her a visa to your country whatsoever. If you have that, you'll weed out a lot of bad women. One point I want you guys to understand is that most women abroad do not want to leave their country, but they would love to have you as their husband because you're kind of a trophy husband to them. So like you, IP, tall, black English speaking guy, right, from the UK, definitely going to be a trophy husband for a woman in another country. So she doesn't want to leave. So if you find a woman who wants to leave her country, red flag, automatic. She should want to stay there. I mean, you're looking at Ukraine. Even Ukrainians are still Ukrainian women in Ukraine who don't want to leave the country, even as it's being bombed. They're like, you come over here, be with me. All right, guys, you got to remember that. It's a big point. Next one, as I say, now I go a little deeper. All right, no women from the Caribbean, 0. Don't do the Caribbean. Too much American influence. So I wouldn't have even been in your country. No, it flips out the guys who are like, well, what about this country? I'm like, no, man, none. No, man. If you really want a Latina, you go to Colombia, or you go to the edge of Colombia and Venezuela because they got a lot of refugee camps. Go there. Yeah, there's some hot chicks there. Okay, but like Peru, go to Peru, hot chicks. Okay, but you do not. If you want a Latina, you do not go to the Caribbean. No, man, you got a bunch of ratchets, ran-throughs. Don't go there. Done. Go someplace else. I know for a lot of people, they can't believe it. I'm like, because you want to do like Passport Bro light. You want to be like 2 hours away from Miami or something like that. You get back to the West really quick. It's basically like being like in Atlanta to Miami versus like some island to Miami. It's about the same, it's like basically equidistant. So who even cares? You're still in the United States. You can't figure it out. Go to another country where they don't speak your language. You learn their language. All right? You have to figure out how to buy property there because you're a foreigner. That's what we want for you. We want you to be on that level. If it's anything outside of that, the likelihood of a woman taking advantage of you drastically increases. So don't do it.
Brother, we're at the Caribbean, brother. It means a woman in the Caribbean, bro. Trinidad, Jamaica, Barbados, rule it out completely.
None.
God.
All of them out. None. Yeah, no, not one. I don't care where you meet her or anything. No, Caribbean, no. It's like, again, it's like me meeting a beautiful American woman in Tokyo. Would I even notice? No, except I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be looking this way. Look this way. No, just ignore her. That's how I treat women from the Caribbean as well. Oh, you're DR? Okay, nope. Sorry. Restricted. Sorry. Nope. Restricted. No view. No communication. Nope. Done. And you got guys who are all about this. They're like, no, man, I gotta do God. I'm like, you get a problem, don't come crying to me. I'm not here for your sympathy. You screwed up. I told you what to do. You didn't follow it. Okay, you followed the little head down there, and now you've got this problem. Okay, well, I'm sure you'll figure it out, and she'll take half your crap.
Damn. Wow. You know, we're happy he's alive. We don't know what's gonna happen to their marriage, but I think it just shows that vet your woman very, very well. And we always say, I don't know if this is the first chick he met abroad. I can't verify that, but I always go by the feeling, right? When you finally make that permanent move abroad, do not fall in love with the first woman you see. It's more than likely she's not the one for you. You got to do a lot more work. Learn the language, learn the customs, right? Ask the right questions to her. Look for red flags. Remember, you're in her country. If it doesn't work out with a foreign chick in her country, drop her. You will get a new one as soon as possible within the next day. Whereas in the West, right, if you drop a chick today, it will take you 5 months, 7 months to get a new chick. And that's not right. But when you're abroad, it's woman left, right, and center coming towards you or available. Listen, when I was in Japan, right, it was like a flipping kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in Harajuku. I'm seeing dimes in left, right, center. I'm in Ginza. I'm seeing pristine Japanese chicks. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, bruv. Like, if I'm living here, it'd be easy, bro. Easy mode. English brother, learns Japanese, right? Clean cut. I'm thinking, yes. All right. So have an abundance mindset when you go abroad. And just keep vetting, keep going through chicks. And I'm not saying run through chicks, right? I'm saying date a lot and drop chicks, right, that have red flags. If she tells you, hey, IP, I'm going to go to the UK or America, I'm dropping her. Because I left the UK for that, and all that BS. I ain't going back. We're not. We left America and all that BS. You ain't going back. So the dude, right, in this article, right, okay, tried bringing her to America, and I hope that he's learned from his mistake there, and stays in her country or works something out.
Yeah, I doubt it. He's U.S. centric. You've got to detach. It's just the way it is. I doubt he'll even figure out what's going on. So I just think he's just being silly. It's not, again, guys, I wouldn't even, I don't care if she's the hottest woman from the Caribbean you have ever seen. You guys can DM me all the photos you want, and I'll say no to every single one of them. There's no way. There is none. And I'm telling you guys, don't do it yourselves either. Don't even try anything in the Caribbean. Stop. If you want some woman kind of looks like that, go to Guyana. There you go. Got a good woman in Guyana. Outside of that, no. You guys are nuts.
Facts. You know, I'm trying to get intel on Madagascar. I'm hearing there could be potential there on Tap Gem. I'm trying to get that intel for brothers.
It's okay. Madagascar is nice. Yeah.
You've been there?
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. I don't like the infrastructure. I didn't like the women. I like Tanzanian women more, but nah, man, it's, some guys will like it though. They speak Portuguese. So some of you guys would definitely like it, but I'm like, if you want a Portuguese speaker, why don't you just go to Brazil? You got billions of them and you got better infrastructure. So why not there? But something you might want something exotic and want to try something out. Okay. I didn't care.
Shout out to super chats, Theo. Shout out to Mr. Activo for the support. Appreciate you, bro. Keep up the good work, and salute to Theo the legend. Thank you for the kind words. Yes, salute to Theo the legend as always. Thank you very much. Shout out to Zeno for the support. Shout out IP and Theo. It's crazy she's 54 and so has high demands. I bet the guy was a lot younger, but she rationalized that away. Facts, bro. Absolute facts. Shout out to Duck Distant for the support. Appreciate you, bro. Duck, what's up, Duck? This Vietnamese proverb describes the desperate and lonely Western woman eating tender grass and drinking pure water, not knowing you're hungry, ignoring biology while racing to the war. Poetic. Splendid. Wonderful, bro. Shout out to Mr. Rap Memory Lane for the support. Salute and much respect to you guys. We appreciate what you do for black men. Hey, brother, thank you very much, man. I know there's a lot of garbage talk out there, right? From certain people or certain individual. We don't care. We're doing what we're doing. We know our results. We know what we're doing. We know how it's changed our lives, and we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, bro. For you, brothers. The countries, the IT, the tech stuff is for you, brothers, man. Okay. And I've got a very special country coming tomorrow, and it definitely hits closer to home to feel. I won't say it, okay? But you're gonna see it tomorrow. Shout out to Mr. Intellect for the support. I've personally been enjoying both abroad, dating both abroad and domestic. I don't see myself remarrying another Western woman, but they're fun to practice with. Okay.
In tech, again, you're one step away from an allegation. I don't even that would be like you saying during Jim Crow in the South, you're successful with white Southern girls and Northern girls. And I just look at you and say, all it takes is one false allegation, and yeah, you're on the cross. Yeah, you've been lynched. And why you would even risk it, I have no idea. I don't care. I don't care, like, if 1,000 Western women come out to you naked and say, do us now, the narrative is going to be against you, not against them. You have to remember that at all times. It's just a question of time before you get hit. All these Western women have Order 66 biochip in them. Think about it, bro.
Shout out to Mr. Aaron of Ishmael for the support. My new favorite term, passport bro lights. Shout out to Intellect for the support again. Problem with her not getting her American green card are weak passports. Depending where she's from, she always got to get a visa to travel with me. I travel often. That's a hassle. I want to be able to go. Okay.
So well, if you're traveling often like that, you may not. Okay, you might want to be dating in a different country. You know, so you want a different solution. But I mean, example, like if I want a Ukrainian, I marry a Ukrainian, also kind of has a weak passport. I have to deal with it. That's it. So you're not going to be able to get everything in one solution. You have to think about what you want and prioritize it. But that's go to Japan, bro. But she's got a very strong passport, okay? But if you're wanting women from certain countries, then you're gonna get what you got. I mean, that's the way it is.
Awesome.
I don't know why you wanted to get a green card, because then 50% of your assets are liable to be taken by her. But this guy again. Thank you for a super chat, but you're being silly. You're basically saying, for your convenience, that you're willing to deal with women who can give you a false allegation and take 50% of your crap. Really, bro? But you're thinking with the little head, not the big head up top.
Okay, so next one to react to, right, is this one over here. Let me go over here. Video file. Okay, so here's this clip, right, that is interesting. Okay, let's go.
Donor, listen up. You might be.
So maybe you've heard this already, but the CEO of Telegram has some interesting comments here in terms of dividing his wealth. He's a Russian dude, and that kind of puts things into perspective in terms of having multiple women, multiple children. And is that a way forward? Let's go.
If you were born via a sperm donor, listen up. You might be about to inherit a whole heck of a lot of money. Pavel Durov, the founder of Telegram, the encrypted app, just told a French publication that he will divide his $17 billion net worth among his children. That would be 6 of them conceived naturally.
Wow.
And more than 100 children in 12 countries conceived with him as the sperm
12 countries. He's a passport bro.
donor. He explains, quote, "They're all my children, and they all have the same rights. There is a catch."
What is the catch?
Durov said his children will not have access to the money until June 19th, 2055. That is 30 years from yesterday when he did the interview. So he explains on this point, he wants them to live a normal life like normal people, build themselves up alone, trust themselves, be able to create, and not be dependent on a bank account. But come on.
Yeah, okay.
Whoa, interesting. So I've got a few points here, right? And not from the wealth part, but from the having multiple women, right, across different countries. I've been thinking about it recently, Theo, right? But like, so if you only have one woman as a passport bro when you're abroad and she has a kid for you, okay, cool, you have a kid, great, okay? In most cases, most women wait 3 years, 4 years for another kid, okay? Then that's the second kid. They wait another 5 years for the third kid. And that's a 10-year gap, right? But if you're a passport bro like Pavel, right, why not have multiple women committed to you? So one chick is pregnant, right? Another one's also pregnant at the same time, right? So you have 2 kids at once. And then next year, another chick gets pregnant. So that's 3 kids, right? So if you're waiting 5 years, 10 years for, for children. So, and to be able to have multiple kids, right, in a very short time, you do it via multiple women. And it kind of makes sense why, dudes have always had multiple chicks from the very beginning of time. Because from a legacy standpoint, right, we're not waiting for a chick to wait 5 years for another kid, right, or even 8 years for another kid, right? Why not get another chick, right, to pop out babies for you at the same time? And I know that it's hard for the average guy to pull that off, right? But that's where wealth comes in. Because if you have money, right, women fall in line. They may want you only, right? But if you're a wealthy dude looking after her, she may just, tone down a bit and allow you to have another chick on the side to have 2 kids with. Is that the way, right, for us passport bros? Like Pavel's doing it. He's had children, brother, across 12 countries, bro. That might be it, Theo. Why only have one chick? What's the point? Think about it.
No. In particular, Brazilian and Colombian, I would not do that to those women. Because they will unalive you if you try that with them. No, man. Be careful with that. I mean, you might be able, if you got like a Muslim-based country, okay, I can see you getting away with it. But any kind of Catholic-based country, no, man, you're in trouble. You can try it, I like knowing you, IP. You're a good guy. But they would, FAFO. That's what I gotta say. You'd find out real quick. If I ever married a Brazilian, the one thing I would do is keep my eyes on her and all my energy. I wouldn't even look at another woman. Just saying. That's how I do it. Oh well, you have different opinion. It's nice. Okay. Can we get some DNA samples of you first before you try this? So we can identify you later on. And what happened to IP? Well, he decided to FAFO, and Yeah, he made 6 kids. We don't know where his body is now. Okay, all right, all right.
God forbid, bro. God forbid. But Theo, right? Like, but okay, but what if she agrees to it, Theo? Right? But let's say it's a Japanese chick, right? She agrees to it because like we know Japanese women don't have much kids, right? And I'm sure if you're a wealthy man with resources looking after her, more than likely some woman will just be like, okay, cool, go and do it for legacy, for family. Because feel like life is short, bruv. And the way women moving nowadays feel with 1 kid, 2 kid max. Some dudes want 5 kids, right? 8 kids. They want a legacy feel. And I get it, particularly if you're in a cheap country in Africa, like with your pounds and dollars, right? You can afford 5 kids easily. In flipping, South America, you can afford it, bruv. Like, I think that should be our movement as passport bros. But obviously, like from a legacy standpoint, feel for purposes, not just like being Genghis Khan, right? But we want multiple kids for a kingdom thinking. And this brother, Telegram CEO, he's thinking like a kingdom thinking ruler, bro. Think about it, bro. I get why he's done it for you. Legacy.
Well, I'm going to say this. So, yes, life is short. Please don't make it shorter. So, just be careful out there, especially in certain countries. And one of them is Japan. I wouldn't pull that one off with a Japanese woman. Never. I'd do that for fear of my life. I would. I know what they're capable of doing, so there is no way. Again, Islam. So is Islam the country? You've got the religion. You can pull that off. Okay, I understand. But outside of that, I mean, I get what you want to do. I just wouldn't do it. Nope, I'd let that one go. Just get one woman with decent hips and who wants to have 5 or 6 kids, just be with her. And you can have a kid every 2 years. I don't know why you do a 5-year distance. Just not once every 2 years. Just get another child. And that's more than doable.
Should that to be early 20s? Because obviously, if you get to be like who's 27, 28, is that something to work out? Early 20s. And but sorry, Theo, but Theo, you know that nowadays women want to go to university, they want to work for a bit, a couple of years before they have a kid, right? Maybe until 27, 28. So it's very hard, Theo, right, to convince a 21-year-old woman to pop out kids every 2 years, Theo. But let's keep it a buck. You must have money, Theo.
But why are you
money for that to work out?
That's a Western woman you're talking about. Why would
foreign chicks too, bro?
Well, you can go
Japan, brother. Like they're not popping out kids like that, bro. 21,
Japan,
22.
22. Yeah, you can get them. You can do it if you know what you're doing. Sure. Go to Kanagawa. You're tall, dark. Go out with them. There's plenty of, especially girls who go out to junior colleges. 22 years old. They're ready to go have a kid. So it's not hard to achieve there. On the countryside of Japan, oh yeah, those women are prolific. Go run on ahead. You can make kids there all you want. But what can I say? Cambodia, Vietnam, same kind of idea. If you want to get a university educated girl, they'll definitely have kids with you afterwards. So that's, you just got to know what you're doing. Don't date Central Tokyo. Yeah, because then you won't get that. It's not that the girl doesn't want to have a kid, but it's more that she would rather have a longer time to have a roll in the hay with you than know you for a while and knock out her first kid. That's usually what they're really thinking about.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So next one to react to. Okay. So I got something here, right? So we've got 2 more clips to react to before we take over to Twitch for our last. We got 20 35 minutes left for the 2-hour mark. So video file. Okay. So let me bring this up, right?
Barcelona this summer.
So it looks like Spanish people got a problem with passport bros.
If you happen to be heading to Barcelona this summer, be aware it's one of several cities in Southern Europe where locals are protesting against tourists. It happened
Tourists including passport bros.
again yesterday. They're saying an avalanche of summer visitors is making it too expensive to live in these cities year-round. Some of the demonstrators are even spraying tourists with water guns, which on a hot day actually sounds kind of nice. Anyway, protesters are saying that a rise in short-term rentals is a big issue, pushing up housing costs by some 30% in some areas.
Whoa. Okay. That's a problem. Because we know the Spanish economy isn't that great compared to American economy, UK economy. So the pounds and the dollars is quite strong in Spain and in Barcelona. So we have a bunch of passport bros and tourists going there. And you know what? I vouch for Barcelona, right? From having a good time perspective. And you can find Colombian chicks in Barcelona. Okay? I've been there. It was amazing. All right? Great food too. However, the locals, right, don't really want us there from what we see. They're saying that we jack up the prices. They're saying that rentals go up, food goes up, and feel should we start being more empathetic towards local people? And I know I get it. Part of the whole P-bro experience, right, is using our stronger currency, pounds and dollars abroad, because it stretches out further and longer. But we're not thinking about the local people and how that affects them feel. Should we care about that, Theo? Or should we say, F it, I don't really care, bro? What's your thoughts, Theo?
Well, in Spain, their main visitors that they'd be complaining about would be the English. And so I would venture to say that they're talking more about English women than they're talking about English men or passport bros. That's what I would assume. So the Brits here are the ones to blame for the high prices. And they're bringing their pounds, and the Spanish economy is very depressed ever since the British destroyed the Spanish Armada back in the day. So blame this on the English crown if you want to. But you're not going to stop English women from vacationing in Spain. Not going to happen. So then the next question is, do English men want to be with Spanish women? And I would say the answer to that is overwhelmingly no. There's isn't really a demand, or you probably know more about this than I do. I wouldn't expect there to be any demand here. So in that case, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a lost cause. But they're not protesting against us, passport bros, that's for sure, because we don't go to Spain in numbers like that. We would, DR has by far more passport bros going to it than Spain.
Okay. So Sophia, you blaming us now, UK bros, for jacking up prices? You telling me Americans don't go to Barcelona, bro? You telling me that you ain't been there, bro? Bro, I'm sure you've been to Barcelona before, bro.
Yeah, but I didn't stay there for
You ain't been there?
long. No, I mean, it's not an area where most Americans go. When Americans think about going to Europe, they're thinking about two countries, usually max. Yours and France. That's where we go. Maybe we go to Germany. Maybe we want to try something exotic. We try Spain. It's about as far as it goes. That's how Americans think. But few Americans actually go to Europe. If they're going to travel abroad, they go to Mexico, which is a joke. It's basically a state. And they go to Canada, which is another joke. It's not really a country like that. It's basically another state from our point of view. Or if we want to get a little freaky, then we go to the Caribbean, which of course I say avoid, right? So that's where Americans go. Americans barely make it to Hawaii. So they're not going to Spain in large numbers. But you Brits, man, you got what, Ryanair? how many flights per day from Heathrow to Barcelona? That's a major route. Yeah, you got plenty of women going there. You get a round trip. I think you get a round trip ticket, Ryanair to Heathrow to Barcelona. I think it's like 75 quid, something like that.
Correct.
It can't be much more than that. Yeah, we don't have that opportunity. No, man. No, that's not how Americans think.
But you know, if we apply this to non-Barcelona cities, right? So another cheap place is Thailand that a lot of Americans go to. Medellin, Colombia too, right? And I'm sure there's locals there that aren't happy that dollars may be jacking up the prices there in those countries. And is it fair to say that we're not thinking about the local people? I know it's great for us in their countries, right? But what about their lives? What about their quality of life, their cost of living, right? Because we have a stronger currency.
Because the Colombian government actively encourages American retirees to come over because they know that's a constant cash flow and it actually helps the Colombian economy. So that no, I can't say that with Colombia. With Thailand, for the most part, they don't care. Got plenty of space. So I mean, it's not really jacking up the price at all. Not like there's going to be a food shortage. Spain might have an issue in some places, but they're going to keep on going. It's just the way it is. Before this huge tourist influx, the tourist influx really started from, I would say, the late 90s going to Spain. I remember that because I was in France in the middle 90s and people were talking about that you should go to Spain. That should be the place. But I mean, back in that time, unemployment in Spain was around 20%. So yeah, they need the tourists. So if they have a problem, okay, fine. That's not really something that the English are going to care about. We're going to keep on going there. That's for sure.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So
I'm just used to so many English people talking about going to Spain on holiday. I've heard it so many times. That's just something that's very normal. I'm like, okay. I'm like, why did you go to Portugal? They're like, no, we like Spain. I'm like, all right. You know, there's something about Spain that English women in particular like. I'm not an English woman. I don't know. But they're the demographic I've heard going there the most.
Okay. All right. So last one to react to before we move on to Twitch. So let's react to this one over here. Okay.
Confident enough to walk up to women now.
So this is becoming a big issue, right? It's becoming an issue where women are noticing there's something not right in 2025 with men in Western countries. And I give it down to the passport bros for influencing this, but I think it's bigger than that. Men are really checked out to the point where women are complaining what is up.
Why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now?
Interesting.
Shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically.
Why is that? Why has masculinity amongst men drastically increased to the point where men don't want to approach? Is it the media demonizing men? Is it do we blame the schools demonizing men, the culture? Once again, right? No self-accountability. Let's carry on hearing what she's saying.
Guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance.
Yeah, because it's dangerous to go up to a chick in the West anymore. She might call the cops at you. She might scream, right? She might do any false accusations against you, right? A man's life is on the line if he cold approaches a Western woman in the West in 2025. It's not worth it.
Who's trying to
and I don't blame
embody
these
her
dudes.
feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just...
No, you should. Because right now, we live in an equal society in the West. You demanded equality, And equality means that you have to also cold approach men. Men should not be doing anything, the most things in the West anymore. So if you still want to date in the West, right? In my opinion, you must go 50-50 with your woman. Don't pay most bills. Don't pay for dinner. Go 50-50. She's a lawyer. She's getting paid very well. Because I read a stat the other day, women in their 20s get paid more than men now. So guess what? She got to pick up the bill, right? And that includes dating as well and cold approaching. You must cold approach too.
Stare at each other. Shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore. If God were to guarantee that your 20th person would be the love of your life, you would be so happy to be rejected by all 19.
Bro, Theo, break it down for us, bro.
Oh, that's some crazy BS right there. Because it would that is a woman acting in Delulu land. For a man, particularly in his 20s, to actually have women, like 20 women even willing to talk to him is rare. He won't even get to 20 rejections. He'd probably get 10 and say, "That's it, I'm done." He wouldn't do anything until his 30s. So this woman obviously doesn't understand men. Even like walking up in confidence. No, I'm like, "Yo, honey, we're checked out." So at this point, we don't even care what she says about confidence or anything like that. We're doing other things. We just don't care anymore.
So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now?
Is it about confidence, or is it about men utilizing their passport, traveling, and while they're in the West, they're only prioritizing their career and building wealth? Now, as much as me and Theo go on about how terrible the West is, right? The West, however, right, has a strong currency and has a great investment systems, okay, that we as passport bros must take advantage of, okay? So dudes are not cold approaching, right? Then it's not about confidence. They're steadily, right, building their lives up, their careers in IT, in tech, and they are investing.
We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now. But all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like, if the woman is interested, she's...
Come on, bro.
No, it's not that. Okay, women, look, woman, we don't recognize that you exist. So what's this chase stuff? I chase my dog, all right? And we don't recognize that you exist. Now, when I go abroad, I chase. That makes sense because there's a benefit to chasing women abroad. You women here in the West, we don't chase you. We don't recognize that you exist.
Yes.
Gonna keep looking your way too, but it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens because men don't walk up to women anymore, or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like, if God were to tell you that you're gonna go through 20 rejections before you get to your...
No. Okay, that's enough of this babbling. All right, so men, we love that you're not cold approaching anymore, and we want you to continue doing that. Do not cold approach any West woman anymore in the West. So you may be in the West for another 2 years. Don't approach, don't date, nothing. In those 2 years, you gotta be grinding in your career, getting IT certs, tech experiences, right, and in investing. You must be leveling up while you're in the West, so when you go abroad, you are a king, right? That is the way you have to move in the West right now. Don't cold approach, no more. Don't do it. A lot is on the line right now, bro. A lot is on the line. Your sanity, your freedom. If you cold approach the wrong chick, right, you may lose everything, bro.
It's everything
Protect
gone.
yourself. Facts. Yeah. Facts. So for me, right, I love when I see these clips because it tells me that we are doing something right. Men are listening, whether it's for me or other channels. Men are listening. They're checking out, and we want them to continue checking out. Check out. Unplug yourself from the matrix. Because if you're still dating Western chicks, right, you are still in the matrix. Unplug yourself, bro. Unplug yourself. And that reminds me, I need to watch which is again Animatrix. But brothers, right, in all seriousness, right, please make sure that you stay on your purpose and on your grind. That's the bruv. They keep saying that men have no mission or purpose. I have a purpose. Theo has a purpose, right? In the West, Theo always self-improves, whether it's a language, whether it's IT search, whether it's studying, right? That's the way forward, bro. You want to be the best man abroad. Let these chicks complain. Let them be alone. We don't care. We got bigger things to do. Bigger things. You want to see something, Phil?
I entirely agree with you. Like, we just have other things to do. There's no reason for us to be doing anything with these women at all. Again, when you actually have communication with these Western women, I always look at you like you're nuts. I just sit back and think, what are you trying to do? Trying to destroy yourself? Don't do anything with them. Nothing. Literally nothing. Don't even say hi to them. And just keep on going about your life. There's nothing to gain from even saying hello. And you got guys who are just not getting these fundamentals. And I'm like, all right, go right on ahead, but don't come crying to us when you get hit, because you know what's going to happen. Western women have Order 66 very much implanted inside of them. It's not if they're going to turn, it's when. That's it.
Facts. And one last thing here, right? If a Western woman says hi to you, would you say? You say hi, then bye. Hi, bye. Hi, bye. And that's it. Cut it short. That's why I do hi, bye. Right? Brothers, do it. Okay? We got this, right? Stay focused. Stay on the grinds. Remember, we had the IT courses coming for you in Q4 2025, right? We are telling you how to get out the West and build your career, right? So you are good for many, many years ahead. We got this, okay? So, all right, we have 18 minutes left and we're going to crash out on Twitch, okay? So we have over 100 people watching right now. I want everyone on YouTube to now go on Twitch, okay? We are going to crash out on Twitch, okay? Me and Theo, right, about certain topics, certain vibes, okay? So get yourselves over to Twitch right now, okay? Twitch crash out up next. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, okay? Twitch crash outs. Twitch crash out up next, okay? Take yourselves over to Twitch right now, okay? We're going to crash out there. Y'all got, when the clock reaches 1 hour 44 minutes, so we're going to end the stream on Rumble, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Kick, and we'll only be streaming on Twitch, okay? So Twitch crash outs up next. I'm looking forward to it. I got a lot to say, man. I've been holding it in, bruv. Right, I've been holding it in. But we're going to be on Twitch. We're going to crash out on there. We're going to have a fun time on Twitch, all right? Also, create your Twitch account, please, and follow me on Twitch as well. Follow me on Kick as well and on Rumble, on all these platforms. So create your account right now on Twitch. Follow me on there. We're going to crash out on there. We're going to have a great time. So 1 more minute, all right? Everyone get over to Twitch right now, okay? And here's a Twitch link in the live stream chat, okay? Twitch link in the live stream chat. Let's get it cracking, bro. Great stream so far. And it's going to be, we got people already on Twitch. Also, we're going to open the phone lines on Twitch as well. If you want to crash out with us, okay? That'll be great. Okay, so awesome. So Theo will drop off in 15 minutes. I'm going to carry on, right, brothers? So come crash out with me on Twitch, right? I know you got a lot to say, brothers, about the stream, about certain topics, and come crash out with me, man. Come crash out with me, bro. Crash out. All right. So 1 more minute. Okay. Everyone get yourselves on Twitch right now, cuz. Get over on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch too, right? We got over 100 people watching, right? Get me to 200 followers on Twitch, okay, by the end of the stream, okay? Right? We have 155 followers on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch there, okay? Move over to Twitch, please. Awesome. Everyone's moving to Twitch right now. We're gonna crash out in a bit. Crash out. Ooh, crash out, crash out, crash out. Crash out session. Whoa, whoa, crash out, crash out. Shawty wanna with me cause we crash out. Shawty wanna chill cause we crash out. Cause we crash out. Cause we crash out. Let's go. Okay, awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the languages of Madagascar real quick. So it is French and Malagasy. So I was a tourist when I went there. I only spoke in English. Now it makes sense. I thought that was Portuguese. I didn't speak in Portuguese then. So yeah, that's my fault on there. I definitely did not talk to French speakers when I was in Madagascar. I always spoke to English speakers. That's my bad. But it's a nice place. I just didn't think it was that worth it. So Tanzania,
Okay.
nice though. That was it.
All right, so I'm going to end the stream on Facebook, right? If you're on Facebook, I'll see you on Twitch. Thank you, bro. I'm going to end the stream right now on Kick. If you're on Kick, get yourself over to Twitch, okay? I'm going to end on Kick over there. If you are on Rumble Gang, get yourself over to Twitch, Rumble Gang, okay? And if you are on YouTube, we got over 80 people on YouTube. Take yourself over to Twitch, okay? I'll see you there in a bit.